right, a little disclaimer. My name is LA. Thank you for being here. All my socials are in the description box. And I know this video is going to touch a nerve. So, hey, ladies, what's up? Thank you so much for coming back to my channel. Gentlemen, if you're here, you're welcome as well. Thank you all for returning. I'm so glad for you to be here again. The first thing I want to do is apologize. My tone and energy in that previous video was crazy. So I'm absolutely 100% apologizing for the way I spoke to my audience, but I am so passionate about empowering our community, especially of young women, because the world is not kind. The world is not forgiving for sisters. It just is what it is. So I'm very passionate. I don't want us to continue to make the same mistakes. I want us to all grow and be better. So I want the focus to be saving. Have as much fun as you want. I want you to have a backup plan, a retirement plan, a savings, a separate account, so you're always at your best. Let's run the intro and get into today's topic because it is so good. I'm so excited. Ebony K. Williams is back, baby, and she is not holding any punches. Yeah, Drake was patting on the back. Back again. It's up to you to do the research. It's up to you.
People really want Black women to be happy with anything. What people really want Black women to understand is that we are to be accepting of our positioning as the least desirable in society. We should get the memo that nobody really wants a Black woman. Thus, if anybody was to find themselves willing to take up with us, we should be happy, we should be grateful, and we should shut up about it. And if you are a Black woman that dares to push back on that mythology, because that's what it is, it's a damn lie from the pits of hell. Right. If you were to push back on that and insist upon a value system, insist upon a criteria, insist upon just a standard into which we want to operate romantically, we are demonized. Yeah. We are seen as ungrateful, and eventually we become the ungrateful, angry Black woman. And I personally won't have it.
I don't want anyone to be offended in this video, but I'm going to speak some hard truths, and I can from my position as a Black woman who has dated Black men. And I was very shocked to see the discourse that has started right around the panoramic and Kevin Samuels. I was shocked. I had not heard it so loud and so clear at how Black men were almost repulsed by Black women, like simply existing. It was almost in step and in line. They were all just spewing this information. They were spewing this, I don't want to call it information. It was almost like hate speech about Black women. And there was no criteria about it. It wasn't a single mother attack. No. It wasn't complexion. It wasn't size. It wasn't economic status. It was just blatant attack. Right? And so I was really surprised when this had really picked up all over social media. And I, for a fact, am able to speak about this. And if Black men are offended in me telling the truth, then that's what it'll be. And you're welcome to leave a comment in the comment section. But the truth is the truth. And if you want to maybe debate me on the truth, you're more than welcome to invite me to your platform. What I will say is that Black men's rejection, and of course I'm not speaking 100% in any of what I'm saying. I'm talking about the general discourse online on social media about I'm so sorry guys, they're doing the leaves outside, so the truck that sucks the leaves up down the street is been going up and down the street. So I apologize, but I wanted to talk about me telling the truth, and if Black men are offended, they're just going to have to be offended. The truth is that we all growing up in my generation and younger, we've seen all of the professional athletes were dating and married to non-Black women. So this wasn't, and again, I'm not speaking in 100%. I'm not speaking in absolutes. We were under the impression that there was a problem. There was a problem, but it didn't include us. Like, the problem was there. We were here. We were happy and fine because that was a world that really didn't exist to most of us, right? But then it spread to social media during the panoramic, and we're like, wait, what? What's going? It's a blatant attack against women for just being Black and existing. And then we started to really dissect it internally, right? Black women started to really dissect exactly what's going on here, because it started with, if it ain't snowing, I ain't going. And then it went to passport bros. And then we started to really see what was happening here. This isn't a problem for us. No. This is a problem because there is a standard and expectation there's a standard and expectation that Black women have established after literally crawling from the bottom of the hierarchy that exists in the world. This made up hierarchy where people are, numbered and ordered based on their who knows what, right? Because it's always something different. So there's this hierarchy that Black women have climbed up. And then Black women decided we want better. Because if we can do it, why aren't you doing it? And then we had to take a look inside the community. And the community was only producing young boys that wanted to be rappers, dealers, or athletes. You can deny this if you want to, but I'm here. This channel, we speak the truth. This channel, I'm talking the truth. Our community was producing in mass. And of course, I'm not speaking in absolutes or 100%. Our community was producing in mass young boys who wanted to be rappers, athletes, or dealers. That was it. The propaganda may not have been our fault, but we were in line with it, right? Now, I don't have a son, and I don't know what it's like raising a son. I've heard it's impossible to steer young boys against what the community, energy, school, classmates, colleagues are into. It's impossible to get them in a different direction. They have to want a different direction and really work hard for a different direction, right? So we were a community that was producing young boys that were in mass. This is what they aspired to be. We had glamorized only this. Because even in movies back in the day where, like, I think it had to be paid in full, right? Where, like, somebody owned a dry cleaner. Maybe it wasn't paid in full. There was a movie, the guy owned a dry cleaner. And his son was kind of, like, so embarrassed. It was so shameful. It was, like, the worst, uncool thing ever. And we, as a community, have continually glamorized these outlandish almost desires to be LeBron, Jay-Z, Money Making Mitch. I don't know what his name is. The guy 50 Cent has a show about, right? That just came out. Malibu Mitch, or I don't know his name. Anyway, so we all saw our community but the girls were not being fed this. The girls didn't have a specific like course to take. The boys, and that might be another video, like we paid so much attention to the boys. The girls were, oh, she'll make it. She'll do fine. She'll be a hairstylist. Right? Somebody didn't understand that hairstylist meant I'll own the building. I'll own the salon. I'll rent out the chairs. I'll be an entrepreneur. So there was a disservice being done for the girls, but even a greater disservice being done to the boys. But it was a disservice being done because there was so much focus and, for lack of a better term, delusion being placed on the young men that they thought, number one, I have the ability, I was born with the same talent to hustle and outsmart law enforcement, or I was born with the same ability and talent to reach NBA playoffs, or at least reach NBA, right? Or NFL. I have the same talent and ability to be a rapper and land a multi-million-dollar contract. That should be a separate video on its own. How the community did such a disservice by pumping the black boys up to give them this delusion that they all have the ability and talent to be, back when I was young, Michael Jordan, Jay-Z, or a Jermaine Dupri, a Ludacris, or the Money Making Mitch. The two brothers, I can't think of their names, I'm sorry. The two brothers that were from Detroit, moved to Atlanta. You know who I'm talking about. That 50 Cent does his shows about. So the black community was so focused on uplifting the boys into a world of grandeur and delusion that it did them such a disservice that none of them went out until, and I mean en masse again, none of them truly went out and sought careers as other easily attainable, easily achievable professionals. It just didn't happen. So what you have is a community that has uplifted the boys into delusion and ideas of grandeur that they don't have. And not because they're born inferior. Not at all. But because the community didn't put the focus on where the boys could truly achieve their goals and be successful. So they live in this idea of grandeur. Because if you go on any social media, podcast, read Tylenol bottle, shaky, that type of content, if you go anywhere with that type of content, excuse me, my light is being so weird. If you go anywhere with that type of content, you will see that there is this idea or ideology of you should be, the woman who wants to meet and date me should be so, first of all, grateful. And then on top of that, submissive and hardworking and constantly proving herself and a 10 out of 10 in looks. And she needs to know how to cook meals that he likes, keep the bed warm for when he's ready to get in it, be ready to split the bills. It's like, who are you that women are running to do this with you. Not even for you. Think about the language that I'm using. I'm saying these men are looking for women to do this with you. In all your mediocrity, you are looking for women to submit, pay half, cook, clean, take care of the children, still work, be pretty 99.9% of the time with you. With you, sir? I'm going to give you a minute. And I use the term with you because in addition to all the overperforming that you want your woman to do while you offer mediocrity, you want her to do that with you. And I say with because she does all the things that you have as a requirement, and then she has to do it. And then she does it or has to do it with a man who has zero personality, is probably mean 75% of the day, has zero accountability for his mistakes because everything is usually her fault as he gaslights. As he gaslights her. So you're talking about a mean man who is not fun to be around, who lacks personality, is someone that she needs to overperform for while she's already ahead of the game as a Black woman. So what happened when this rhetoric started being really popular online was that, or what I believe happened, is that as Black women were rising to the occasion of life, but we always have, right? But as the generation that's now hearing this rhetoric online, being 20 to 45, right? 20 to 50, let's say 25 to 50. As this generation is hearing, as this age group is hearing this online rhetoric about Black men really no longer being interested in Black women, right? We started to see that the rhetoric matches underperformance. So in a community where the Black girls aren't doted on, but the Black boys are taught this ideology of grandeur, right? Where they can be the greatest athlete. They can make the NBA. They can make the NFL. They can be the Jay-Z. They can be the biggest dealer and outsmart the law enforcement, and you can be this thing, and are not giving realistic life like routes of success. We, the women who weren't doted on, we rose to the occasion because most times when people are given the world and told to fend for themselves, that's what they'll do. Most people, as evolution shows, most organisms will figure it out, right? So as Black women figured it out and now are excelling any expectation, Black men are infantilized, right? Black men are infantilized and fed these ideas of NBA, NFL, rapper, dealer. You have the talent and ability to be Michael Jordan. That's what you should strive to. As from 6 to 18, they want to be rappers. And then if they're not, they've spent the last 12 years without any skill except to accept praise from the community. Right? They've developed no skill. So while the Black women are now in these positions where we're like, wait a minute, this ain't adding up. The rhetoric online got stronger and stronger and stronger, telling us we don't care about your houses. Now, this is the ending, but this is where we are now. We don't care about your houses. Nobody cares that you successfully purchased a house on your own. Nobody cares that you have 2 master's degrees. Can you cook? Can you clean? Can you submit to me, a man who is a 36-year-old with zero ambition because it's just not in you? You work a job that a 19-year-old could do. You have no ambition, but you're looking for submission. You offer mediocrity to women who are excelling against all odds. And then you get online in groups and in thousands and you promote and push this rhetoric to the rest of the underachievers. And again, I'm not talking in absolutes. But you push this online to the other underachievers, and the people who really soak this up, the people who are soaking up this nonsense are the people who should not. No. These are not the people that should be soaking up this information. These people. So, you got people like Tyler Perry and at least he's paying the light bill, which is, the rhetoric, right? It's the infantilizing of these men. And the pushing the girls out into the world. The girls are nailing it. They're sticking it. Every flip off the balance bar, the girls are sticking it and nailing it. And the boys are, okay, yeah, Black girl, you're undesirable. Wait, what? Why? Just because. Whatever, get out of here. I don't have to give you a real answer. That is what's happening. It's an absolute tantrum. That is what's happening. It's an absolute tantrum of, I don't have to explain that to you. Just get out of here. I wonder why. I wonder why you're upset. I mean, we can all probably figure out why. If you were to be truthful and honest, we could all probably figure out why. The problem is you don't want to be truthful and honest. So then it turned into a mass exodus of, if it ain't snowing, I ain't going. But we all know what that was. That was, Black girl, you're expecting me, the infantilized Black male of the failed inner city experiment, to meet your expectations, which, because you're a Black girl who also grew up in that failed inner city experiment, you're lowering even what you should be expecting, because you know that these men, as a collective, not an absolute whole, 100%, I'm not speaking 100%, you know that these are the infantilized men. So you as a Black woman, you're even lowering your expectations of what you really want and what you really desire and expect, and saying, hey, if you can just do this, this, and this, we'll be good. And they're like, why should I? I'm top of the gene pool. I'm top of the human race. That is where we are. The infantilized men, The boys who were fed delusion and grandeur from the inner city failed experiment of everybody can be an NBA player, a rapper, or a successful dealer who can outsmart law enforcement. We're now dealing with those infantilized men saying, I am head of everything. I am the best of the best, when they have nothing to back it up with and no proof. So now they say to black women who can back it up, who have the stats and the numbers and the proof and the homes and the vacations and the educations and the careers and the advancements and the businesses, you're saying to those women, step it up, because for me, I don't care about your house, your career, your business, your education, girl. You need to cook and clean. And the women said, with you and split the bills, because we know you don't earn enough money. So I'm supposed to split the bills with you, right? And then on top of that, you get to be mean to me, have a bad attitude, lack any type of desirable personality, and not earn enough money. This is wild. This is wild, right? So then you got that going, and black women are like, wait, hold up, wait. And so they said, black women said, step it up. And you said, no, we're not doing that. We're not going to ever step it up for you. We're going to Snowville, right? And then Snowville said, what are you doing here? What's going on? And then Snowville started to see your rhetoric online. And Snowville was like, wait a minute, I know black women. They're the nicest, most helpful, most hardworking, most unprotected. I know black women. And so when you get on your social media with me in the background, sitting in the kitchen with you, and you're talking crap about black women, because we've all seen that video on TikTok, right? We've all seen that video. So when you get in the background and you're talking mess about black women, and I'm saying, hold up, what? Who? Not my girl from work. Not my girl from college. Not my home. You talking about my homegirl? Nah. Something wrong with you, fam. Something wrong with you. So the white girls was like, wait a minute. Oh, now we see why you can't go back over there. Now we see why they don't want you at their house. And then you started Passport Bros. So if we listen to the rhetoric and we go back to the Ebony K. Williams video that I showed at the beginning, then you'll understand that it's not that we're the least desirable. That is not it. We've been villainized because we were witnesses and participants in the failed inner city experiment, where our culture kind of came from. Because even if you grew up in the suburbs like I did as a child, your culture as a black American person is based on the inner city, the largest inner cities. We've all adopted our culture from New York, Atlanta, Chicago, and Detroit, and LA, Oakland, whatever. Excuse me. I think I'm allergic to tea, actually, because I've been drinking this hibiscus tea. Jeez. And my throat is like itchy. But anyway, yeah, so we've all adopted our culture. So I'm not saying, so as a black American person, even though you want to claim you don't subscribe to the hood, no, that is your culture. Swag surfing and you grew up in Beverly Hills, that's your culture. You know what I mean? So like, let's not 10 on 20. I'm telling you that what happened was to villainize black women. And as adults, these delusional boys have grown up to become adults. And the only way pardon me, y'all, I'm so sorry. We're at 11:33. The only way to make sense is to villainize the women that are telling you, the little boy in you, what your family never told you, is that no, you simply existing is not the talent, ambition and ability that is acceptable. It's not acceptable. So now that you have that mixed with Black women over excelling, so now that you have that mixed with Black women over excelling and expecting more from the men, from their counterparts, it was, do we step up or do we villainize them as these demanding, angry, upset people who are incompatible? That is easier. And you've always taken the easy route. So it's easier to villainize the women that are like, hey, yeah, but no. Yeah, I get it that you thought that you could be a rapper until you were 40. But no, in the real world, we need ambition. We need ideas. We need consistency. We need morality, right? But instead, this online rhetoric turned Black women into villains who are now undesirable. They don't want to submit. They only care about their money, their business, their house, their education. These are not women. Let's go where it's snowing, brothers. Okay, so now you go where it's snowing, and the white girls are like, wait a minute. What happened? Because we know Black women. And they've only been gems in our encounters with them. And now my own boyfriend, I'm a white woman, and my own boyfriend who is Black, or husband who is Black, is listening to all this online mess about Black women and then making videos with me in the background talking this mess about Black women. And it's starting to seem like you don't really want me. You want to use me as a tool in your offense, right? So now the white woman said, no, thank you. I'm not interested. And then they created Passport Bros. And I am only fleshing out what Ebony K. Williams said in this video. And then in the next part, I like to talk about Passport Bros. And how it is absolutely only predatory behavior. Thank you all for watching. I love when you guys come in and listen. If you want to get into it with me in the chat, please do. You know I'm always with the. So I love you guys. Thank you so much. I know this video is so good. I'm so excited to put it out. So I'm going to do that right now. I'm not even going to do a lot of editing. We're going to and drop it. And I know it's going to go crazy. Love you. Bye.